Ladies and gentlemen, you are turning in 10 minutes of BPTV News brought to you by Bình Phước Television Station and Newspaper. I'm the one with the latest news for today. Bình Phước leaders hold dialogue with citizens. Lộc Khánh Commercial and Service Cooperative makes debut. Government leader holds Russia Deputy Prime Minister. Number of cruise ship tourists to Vietnam sees strong recovery. Secretary of the Bình Phước Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Mạnh Cường held a regular meeting with citizens in April, attended by the representatives from Đồng Xoài City and relevant departments and sectors.
During the dialogue, Cường noted their concerns about site clearance, recoveries, and compensations for the constructions of an administrative center and park areas in Đồng Xoài City. Local people sought compensation for damage under regulations and asked that interest be paid if compensation is delayed. Relevant departments and sectors reported on the outcome of specific cases. Concluding the session, Cường shared the concerns of local people and hoped they will continue to accompany authorities to contribute to provincial socio-economic development. The settlement of cases must be based on documents from the government and relevant ministries and departments to ensure the harmonies of interest between the state and the people, he said.
On the occasion of the holy month of Ramadan, a delegation led by Điểu Nên, deputy head of the Bình Phước Provincial Department of Ethnic Affairs, visited and congratulated Chăm ethnic minority people in Đồng Phú and Phú district.
The delegation heard about the production of the Chăm people and wished them a happy Ramadan. They hoped the Chăm people will continue to promote the motto of living a good life and beautiful religion and educate the younger generations about staying away from social evils. They also encouraged Chăm people to develop production to stabilize their lives while implementing party guidelines and policies and state law to promote great national solidarity. On this occasion, the delegation presented gift packages to two prestigious individuals from churches in Đồng Phú and Phú Riêng districts and 7 disadvantaged households.
The People Committee of Lộc Khánh Commune held a ceremony recently to introduce to the public the Lộc Khánh Commercial and Service Cooperative in Lộc Ninh District, Bình Phước Province.
The cooperative operates under a new model with initial charter capital of 200 million Vietnam dong and consists of 10 members in Lộc Khánh, Lộc Thái, and Lộc Quang communes. Its main registered business lines includes providing services on the environment, rights, and tourism to help members improve production efficiencies and business activities. The cooperative will collect and transport domestic waste from 6 communes in Lộc Ninh district and plans to earmark 450 million Vietnam dong to buy specialized garbage compactors. It expects to earn 360 million Vietnam dong in annual revenues and 180 million Vietnam dong in after-tax profit. Regarding rice production, the cooperative will monitor the organic production process. Its rice rate is expected to reach 30 tons with after-tax profits estimated at 20%. The cooperative aims to sign rice trading agreements with 5 organizations and businesses and is striving to build organic brands. Some 200 million Vietnam dong will be used to purchase rice from farmers, develop homestay tourism, and connect with other locations in the province for mutual development.
Now let's take a look at the top stories around the country. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính received visiting Russian Deputy Prime Minister on April.
Reaffirming Vietnam's independent and self-reliant foreign policy, the Prime Minister emphasized that Vietnam always attaches importance to the traditional friendship and good cooperation with Russia. Vietnam appreciates the valuable help and assistance of the Russian people had given to Vietnam during the difficult years, he added. Prime Minister Chính suggested the two countries promote cooperation in such fields as digital transformation, green economy, climate change, natural disasters, and epidemics. He also suggested the Russian side continues to pay attention to and create favorable conditions for the Vietnamese community in Russia in the current difficult conditions. For his part, Deputy Prime Minister Chemnitz-Ko affirmed that the government of the Russian Federation considers Vietnam one of its leading partners in the region. He shared Vietnam's views on respecting the international law and the United Nations Charter. Regarding the current problems and difficulties, the two sides agreed to send them to the two sides' relevant ministries and agencies to handle.
On the morning of April 6th, more than 200 people and 30 vehicles of all kinds were mobilized to conduct fastest and more effective search and rescue activities for the victims of a helicopter crash in Hạ Long Bay area of northern Quảng Ninh province.
The Bell 505 helicopter, owned by the Northern Vietnam Helicopter Company, under the Vietnam Helicopter Corporation, got an accident at about 6 p.m. on April 5th, while carrying 4 Vietnamese tourists on a sightseeing tour of Hạ Long Bay. So far, the body of the pilot and 3 other victims have been found. Rescuers are working hard to search for the remaining one. The military command of Cat Hai District of Hai Phong City said that the locality has sent 154 people and 12 ships and canoes to the scene. The Zone 1 Coast Guard High Command also mobilized a vessel and 2 canoes operating near the site for search and rescue activities, which also saw joint efforts of many other forces and local fishermen. On April 6th, the Civil Aviation Authority announced that the Vietnam Helicopter Corporation has postponed all helicopter sightseeing tours in provinces and cities after the incident.
Vietnamese student won prize at a Mekong River Commission contest seeking sustainable and advanced technologies for river monitoring.
The Mekong River Commission presented 4 first prizes and 4 second prizes to stand-up projects at a ceremony held recently in the Lao capital Vientiane. Vietnamese students from Thủy Lợi University and Cần Thơ University brought home 2 second prizes for water level monitoring and soil moisture projects. According to the organizers, the contest is held to discover and develop homegrown technology researched by universities, thereby reducing the cost of monitoring the Mekong River. The contest featured 14 teams from 11 universities in the Mekong River Commission member states of Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam.
In lieu of the dangerous train traffic at the site, the Hanoi Department of Tourism has asked businesses offering tourism and transport services in the city not to launch tours of the train street, a popular destination for many foreign visitors.
The entry ban to the train street, famous for its makeshift coffee shops along the train track running from Lias Wan Street to Phung Hung Street, aims to ensure security and safety for visitors, the department said, urging travel firms to encourage holidaymakers, especially foreigners, not to visit and take photos at the coffee shops. The department also asked relevant agencies to seriously observe regulations on rail traffic safety and urban order, and assigned its investigation force to step up inspections and handling of wrongdoings. It was reported that many tourists have visited the rail section in Hang Bong Ward, with some groups transported to the barrier on Tran Phu Street, causing traffic congestions there.
The volume of international visitors coming to Vietnam by sea in March rose by over 2.8 times compared to the previous month, according to statistics of the Vietnam National Administration of Tourism.
A series of cruise ships docked at the ports in Nha Trang, Da Nang, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu, Ho Chi Minh City, and Quảng Ninh in the period. Most tourists came from Europe and Asia. Spectrum of the Seas cruise ship, one of the world's top 10 most luxurious, docked at Tân Cảng Cái Mép Port in the southern province of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu from February 26th to 27th. The vessel carried more than 3,800 passengers, with most that entered Vietnam this time hailing from the US, the UK, Australia, and Singapore. This was the 7th international cruise ship and the one that carried the largest number of tourists to make landfall in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu so far this year. According to Vietnam's tourism development strategy in 2020, with a vision to 2030, the country is giving priority to developing sea and island tourism. famous coastal tourist destinations across the country boast great potential to compete with coastal tourist destinations in the region and Asia in attracting foreign cruise ships. Vietnam's tourism sector earned over $5.65 billion in revenue in the first quarter of 2023. The country served 2.7 million foreign visitors in the period. The Republic of Korea ranked first in the number of tourists to Vietnam, followed by the US, Thailand, and China.
And that's it for this edition of BPTV News. Thanks very much for your watching and see you next time.